This poem is for the voices of the unheard, for those who bear the burden of the unspeakable pain, and none of these other poets will even say your name, so I will. It's for you. The white people who have to listen to black poems at poetry slams. I mean, why we always gotta talk about race at poetry slams? And who will speak for thee? O ye unsocked wearers of Birkenstocks and flip-flops, come unto me, and I will give you rest. Lay your weary heads on my chest, and I will offer solace from the populace of the dark-skinned slingers of side-eye, yelling out nigger all willy-nilly, forcing your white fragility to reminisce. I mean, why they always gotta bring up old shit, like slavery, like history, like truth? I thought this was supposed to be a safe space, a hiding place where white guilt deflector shields could offer shelter from the storm. What the hell were the love poems? You know what? How dare these critical thinking motherfuckers sucker you in here under the guise of art and force you to tear apart and closely examine all the values you take for granted and challenge your thoughts? You should tell them that you don't have a racist bone in your body, because of course white people are the perfect group to determine what's racist or not. Tell them that you got a black friend, and I know by black you probably mean Puerto Rican or Muslim or some other variation of immigrant, but you know what? They're not at the poetry slam, so for tonight's purposes, just say they're black. As a matter of fact, all my white people, raise your hands. Now don't extend your fingers. That looks kind of Hitlerish. Hey, don't make a black fist. Hey, what? This is probably a bad idea. Hey, what did they call the slaves? What did they call the slaves who wrote poems? Dead niggas. Now, I know that makes you a little uncomfortable, like how I felt at my first National Poetry Slam when I overheard someone say that black poets get the benefit of white guilt because, you know, judges don't want to seem racist. And even though I wish that's how racism worked, I didn't say anything. Because as a black man, I know the opposite of Poetry Slam is everywhere else. Away from these stages, we must erase a few levels of bass in our voices, make instant choices, live empty-handed, cannot reach for weapons or wallets or dreams, must whisper, walk non-threateningly around white women in parking lots of Targets, lest we become one, like the slaves who wrote poems, you know, dead niggas. That same night, after my first bout at my first National Poetry Slam, I saw a poet make an illegal left turn. And me and the other black poets immediately reached in our pockets, pulled out our phones, and turned the cameras on. And I saw a reflection of us standing there holding these devices like New Millennium Freedom Papers, and I finally remembered why we embraced these stages for these 3 minutes of liberty. And I was gonna say something. But by then, all the white people at the Poetry Slam were probably gone, were probably safe at home. What do you call us, these slaves who write these poems? Tonight, just call us free.